If you've been frustrated with your manifestation journey, if you're frustrated that whatever it is you're manifesting isn't here yet, and you want to understand a little bit more why the hell you're frustrated and what we can do to change that, you're going to want to sit down and watch this video. Thank you very much. Let's get to it. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? Are you all deciding who you want to be? Are you all standing in the power of who the hell you are and knowing you can experience anything you desire? Are you doing that? Are we standing in our power? Well, if not, sit down. You got to watch this video so we can change that, okay? First, some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships, the exclusive lives coaching channel membership. I go live with them every Tuesday around 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. This is the zhuzhing group. What do I mean by zhuzhing? I mean, this is the group where we get pumped up and excited about manifestation. It's where we bring each other up. We don't talk about your specific circumstances. We do discuss success stories and tips and tricks. And my peeps in the channel membership are successful. There's always something to share every single week. So they're busy getting what they want. What are you doing? Or I have the other channel membership, which is the hot seat / group coaching. I go live with that group every single Friday around 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. If you join that group, you have access to both groups. Okay? The hot seat group is where you can ask me and talk to me about your specific circumstances. That's the group you want to get into if you want to ask me something specific. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper. I want to thank every single one of you who have followed me over on my other places. It's appreciated. And if you haven't, I would love for you to join me. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kimberly, also known as Manifesting with Kimberly. And I would love for you to subscribe. If you're into manifestation like I am, come back and hang out with us. We have a really, really good community over here. I mean, really good community. We take care of each other here. Our live streams, the live chat is always popping. There's always a good time. And if you're having a down day, come on over. We'll bring you back up again and remind you who the hell you are. Okay, so now that's enough of that stuff. That's enough of that. Let's get into the video. Let's talk about how every single thing you desire, everything, is already at your fingertips within you right now. It's with the great power of the I am. Yes, every single one of us on this sexy planet has access to the I am, because that is who we really are at our core. We have the I am within us. We are made from the I am. I can word it a million different ways, but let me just clump it. You are God having a human experience. And I know if you're relatively new to manifestation, maybe that feels really, really weird and really, really resistive. And I get that. So listen, you don't have to fully accept and believe that that's necessarily true, but you're going to find along the way that that makes much more sense. So don't worry if you don't believe now. That doesn't mean manifestation can't work for you. It's been working for you your entire life. So if you don't resonate with the word God, it's okay. Insert the word you do. Universe, higher power, source, energy, moonbeams. I don't care. Insert it, okay? But please know that I will be referring to it as God. The I am is God, okay? I'm gonna take a moment here and I'm gonna read you a little something from Wayne Dyer. And I'm hoping it's gonna give you a deeper understanding as to why you think the way you think, or why you have circumstances that you don't necessarily love in your 3D, and how you have the power right here and now to change them. Let's get into that. Throughout life, you have been through a conditioning process that's created a mindset overflowing with I am nots. As a school child with a less than satisfactory grade on your report card, you thought to yourself, I am not smart. You place anywhere other than the number 1 and say, I am not talented. You feel criticized and believe that I am not good. You look in the mirror and compare yourself to a glamorous movie idol or homecoming queen and tell yourself, I am not attractive. Your relationship fractures and you think I am unloved or I am unworthy. These and many more like them are repeated throughout your developmental years and into adulthood and become your core defining self-concept. Overcoming this I am not mentality begins with trusting your inner world of spirit. There are no boundaries restricting your inner world. But your worldview and your self-concept in the outer world are defined by your 5 senses. The outer world is always changing, which by our definition means it is not real. This awareness that what remains unchanging is the only reality could lead you to experiencing a majestic wake-up call right here, right now. Run through as large an inventory as you can of the things that you would like to define your life. Then make the shift in your imagination from an I am not or I am hoping to become to I am. You want what follows I am to be congruent with your highest self, which is God. Beginning with your inner dialogue, simply change the words that define your concept of yourself. Redefine your self-concept by choosing the words that you opt to place into your imagination. Try this rewording of your inner world as a beginning step to accessing the assistance of your higher self and fulfilling your desires. Instead of I am incapable of getting a job, shift to I am capable. Similarly, replace proclamations of I am not able to live in peace with I am peace. I am unlucky in love is replaced by I am love. I am unworthy of happiness becomes I am happiness. The words I am, which you consistently use to define who you are, thank you very much, and what you are capable of are holy expressions for the name of God, the highest aspect of yourself. Break lifelong habits of unwittingly besmirching this holy name. Discontinue using pejorative labels to cast aspersions on your holy self. Always to make your very first consideration the honoring of your divine spirit. This will allow you to rise to previously unimagined heights. Teach your outer self to accept the unlimited power of your inner spirit, and the things you place in your imagination can become true for you. What I want you to take away from that is simply, do you see how throughout your entire existence, you have had an inner dialogue with yourself? And when we use the phrase, I am, those 2 words, I am, whatever we put on the other side of that is literally us choosing a specific version of ourselves. We are choosing those words to describe what we think is the truth about ourselves. And that truth, that's right, Poop, you tell them, that truth was discovered or decided upon by your use of your 5 senses. The 5 senses apply to the outer world, which is your 3D. And if the 3D is an ever-changing world, it is not our true reality. It can't be, because nothing is permanent in our 3D. But your power of the I am is permanent, is unchanging. The power of you telling yourself, I am, whatever it is after that you're desiring to be or desiring to experience. The power behind that is unfathomable. There are no really man-made words to truly describe the power behind I am. You have everything you want already. You may not be perceiving that with your 5 senses in your 3D physical world, but it's already created for you. Whatever it is, if you're manifesting a specific person, and maybe that specific person is showing up in the 3D as a not so favorable version of themselves, maybe they're showing up not choosing you. Well, let's think about it. What have you told yourself most of your life when it comes to, I don't know, your worthiness, what you're capable of experiencing, whether you believe that you're allowed to even have love? For most of my life, I didn't think that it's possible to be happy in every single category of your life. I didn't think that was possible. I thought, well, if you're a lucky person, you might have a couple of areas that are banging, but the rest aren't going to be. That's just not how things work. Nobody can be that lucky. Nobody can have that good of a life. Certainly not myself. I told myself all the time that I was fat, I was ugly, and I'm not what men find attractive. That's how I used the I am. Or I would tell myself that I'm stupid. I make bad decisions. I'm an idiot. I'm ugly. I'm unworthy. I'm never going to get to be one of those girls. And to be honest, I would phrase it as, I'm never going to get to be a pretty girl. That's just not me. I'm not the type of girl that gets chosen to settle down with. Do you see what I mean? I talked to myself like that my whole life. And that was my experience. That's what things looked like for me. I reached 300 pounds. Unhappily, living a very miserable existence. I had one ray of light. And I am grateful for that one ray of light at that time because it kept me alive. And that was my child. But other than that, I didn't want to be here. And I know I've been mentioning that a little bit more than usual lately, but it's because I know some of you out there have thought the same things. I am telling you from my own personal experience. I am telling you from the countless people I have coached who have listened to my advice and started applying this, that this works, meaning you making a decision to be the version of yourself that is absolutely experiencing whatever it is your desires are can absolutely happen based on the conviction of your decision. Now, what do I mean by that? That conviction is not necessarily coming from you. That conviction is coming from the God within you, your own I amness. Because when you start making changes, when you start telling yourself you are worthy, you are lovable, you are capable of having a long-term, loving, fulfilling relationship. You are good with money. You are healthy. You are all those things. I am loved. I am chosen. I am the version of myself that is experiencing an amazing relationship with the person that I chose. I am happy. I can believe that every area of my life can be amazing. I am that version of myself now. I am making that choice. I am refusing to be the old, limited, and miserable version of myself. I am declaring, demanding, and deciding that there will be change in my life. And I am deciding that that change is bringing me joy. I am safe and secure to believe that this is working for me because I am unconditional love. God is unconditional love. Your I amness is unconditional love. And when you start making decisions with conviction, which line up with love, that conviction, that feeling within is coming from God. It is coming from your I amness. It's because you're starting to choose the life of joy that you are worthy and deserving of. It is your birthright. So what have you been saying to yourself in your mind? What, over the course of the last few years of your life, what came after I am? What has been coming after the I am? When we're manifesting a specific person, especially someone that we've intermingled with, most of the time through my own experiences of working with people, there's usually a story connected to that person. And that story, you have believed, came from maybe previous relationship experiences, or maybe specific person did something that validated your belief that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not a priority, you're never going to be chosen. So maybe you did have a 3D world experience that you used your 5 senses to validate, well, it's true. You're not good enough. They chose someone else. There it is. There's the truth. There's the proof that you can't have that relationship. There's your proof. No. It was from your own inner dialogue. It was from your own choosing of words that self-deprecated. You beat yourself up. Life has given you reasons to believe the worst first. Life experiences have solidified the beliefs that it's easier to trust the negative because you've been let down, because we've had bad experiences. That's exactly who I was. But the power in your decision to change that, to redirect your inner dialogue with the conviction of the decision that I am happy, I am deserving of joy, I am worthy of joy. That's who I am now. I am the version of myself who is safe and secure to trust that good things can happen for me. Allow yourself the opportunity to start using the power of I am. Now, I'm not telling you you have to relentlessly affirm I am affirmations. I'm saying let's take a moment and observe what you've been telling yourself. Let's take a moment to listen to what your inner dialogue really is. Pay attention. Observe. Ask yourself why the manifestation isn't here. Listen for the answer. And you're more than likely going to get an answer that matches up with a belief about yourself that started with an I am. I am not good enough. I am not pretty enough. I am not jacked enough. All of the I am nots. You're going to hear them. The I am nots are the reason for our miserable existence up until now. But we're not going to do that anymore. I have been mentioning within my channel memberships and within my coaching and my live streams, and I'm going to bring it up again. Really think about what you want to experience, how you want to feel. Really think about that. I'll explain to you what I did. I got real with myself on what I wanted to experience. I took an authentic inventory. I observed where my mind goes, how I talk to myself up here. I listened, I observed, and I discovered there were plenty of things going on in my dialogue that was not favorable. We can't avoid ourselves. This is a journey of authenticity. And if you allow yourself to be authentic with yourself, I'm telling you, you will change your life. So I made a list. I made a very specific list of what I wanted each area of my life to look like and how I wanted to feel when I thought about those areas. What I wanted from love. Some examples, I want to be the me that knows and feels it and sees it, that I am chosen. I am wanted. I am beautiful. I want to see it in the face of my specific person. I want that reflected to me. I am chosen. I am lovable. I know this person is head over heels in love with me. I know this person wants the same things I want. So I want to feel like a loved and unconditionally loved woman. I want to know, I want to trust that it is safe for me to believe that another person, this specific person, wants to spend the rest of his life with me, wants what I want. I want to know I am that person that can feel unconditionally loved, chosen, wanted, desired. I wanted to feel excited about my relationship. So I listed that. I got really real. I want this person to want to live with me. I want this person to want to marry me. I want to feel like I can be that woman. I wanted to feel like I sincerely was marriage material or lifetime partnership material. I want to believe that that's possible. So I am the version of myself that comfortably knows her person is loyal, loving, has a sense of humor, wants to spend the rest of his life with her. I am that version of myself. I am the version of myself that doesn't worry when her person goes off to work or whatever, when they leave the house. I have nothing to worry about. I am the version of myself that can trust my person, for real trust. I am the version of myself that knows my person keeps their word. That's who I've become. I am the version of myself that can comfortably trust her person. That's who I am. I am happy to be alive. I am the version of myself who expects happy, amazing, joyous things to happen for her. I am the version of myself that gets showered with love, with attention, with affection. I got specific. You can get specific. And like I said, go to every area in your life, list it. This is what I want to feel like. I want to be the girl that, or I want to be the guy that. I wanted to feel like a pretty girl. I wanted to feel like I'm aging in reverse. So I told myself, I am aging in reverse. I am looking more younger and younger each day. I am happy with my appearance. I can love myself. I am the version of myself that doesn't judge and criticize herself. I am finally the version of myself that loves myself. I made a decision, right? I went thoroughly through this list and I titled it New Self, New Version of Kim. And from there, I wrote it down the one time I began telling myself, that's who I am now. I am the new version of Kim. And I haven't looked back. And my life quickly began changing. And I am living that list. Now we got some new things on that list. Listen to your inner dialogue. Listen how you talk to yourself. Listen to what you're saying. I am what? The only I am not that I will allow, kidding, is I am not old version of self. I am not her. I am standing in my conviction that I am my new self, and I am trusting that God, or my I amness, is taking care of everything for me. I just have to decide who I want to be. Did I feel perfect every single moment? No. And it's okay if you don't either. The changes are unfolding. That 3D is always changing, literally. And if you're thinking from a place of, I am manifesting this. When you say that to yourself, what does that mean? That it's not here yet? That I don't think I have it yet? Now, granted, I am not talking to you about what your five senses are seeing in the 3D. I'm saying, what do you feel inside? What do you think inside? Because I allowed myself to be okay with the fact that I didn't see everything in my 3D yet. I didn't have to lie to myself and say I see what I don't see. Long story short, I made a list of what I wanted to experience. And I chose to be specific in every area of my life. And once I was done with my list, I, from there, began telling myself daily that that's who I was now. I am that new self. I am everything on my new self list. I am her. On days where I struggled, or it was hard to believe that things were changing because it didn't look that way in the 3D, I told myself that I'm becoming her. And I would tell myself, I am the version of myself that finds it easy to manifest. I'm the version of myself that finds it easy to believe and trust that manifestation is working. I am the version of myself that trusts the I am. Trusts that the I am won't let me down. God won't let me down. Because nothing and no one is taking things away from me. Because that was a fear. So every day I told myself, that's who I am now. And in specific times during my day, and I say specific because it was always when I was working out, because that's my favorite time to really allow myself to step into who I want to be. Oh my God, like what would a day in a life be if I was her right now? What would my day look like? Would I be one of those, the pretty girls on Instagram or the pretty vlogging lifestyle fashion channels? Would I get to be like one of them? Going and getting my morning coffee at like Starbucks, having the newest handbag. I don't care so much about the coffee part. I cared about that handbag. What would my life look like? Would I finally not hate how I looked in working out outfits? Would I finally be okay? Yeah, that version of me would be okay. That version of me would get to have her favorite handbag. That version of me would get to feel excited knowing her specific person wanted the same things she wanted. And we're going to do all these things together. I am that girl. That's who I'm becoming. Oh my God, this feels amazing. And I would literally talk like that out loud because it did feel amazing in those moments, and I would fall back out of it. I would allow myself to daydream. I would allow myself to sustain the wish fulfilled through daydreaming, through wishing. The only difference is I already knew, I don't care what anyone says, when it comes to daydreaming, that can be visualizing too. And I wouldn't allow anybody else's opinions on manifestation. I would not let enter up here. I didn't want to hear limited beliefs. I didn't want to be told, oh, if you're doing this, this won't work. Nope. Everything I'm doing is working. Every single day, this little world out here is absolutely changing and unfolding, completely and utterly giving me what I want. So I allowed myself to get in that daydreamy place of, oh my God, my life is going to look like this, or my life is going to look like that. And that's what I'm going to do when, everything's here. I don't have to worry about creating it. I don't have to worry about that. It's already created, right? The I am has already taken care of that for us. And I know when your 3D doesn't look the way you want it, and maybe you feel you haven't had much success with conscious manifestation. I know it can feel hard to allow yourself to get excited for something that you're afraid you're going to be disappointed with. Well, I'm telling you, if you begin this process of deciding every friggin' day who you are, I am, whatever that is, let it be the version of you experiencing your desires. If you begin that every day, just allowing yourself to have fun thinking and daydreaming, wishing, visualizing, whatever you want to call it, affirming, inner conversating, who cares? If you allow yourself to every day get excited about it, but getting excited from, I already know it's done. I already know it's created. I know that, right? If creation is finished, so I'm not having to worry about what's going on out here in the 3D. I just have to get to this place of deciding this is who I am. If you're struggling, it's I am becoming. But this is who I am. This is what my life is going to look like. This is fun. And yes, I had tough days. But I stood in my decision anyway. Meaning, I don't care if I feel like shit today. I don't care. I don't care. I refuse to be my old self. Somehow, some way, this is changing out here. And it did change. And it changed rather quickly. So, what's your inner dialogue? What are you saying after I am? Change that. Change your life. And on that note, see you tomorrow.